Hey there, and welcome to the Locker Room. Coach Giggs here, and today's message, your decisions have created the life you live. Your decisions have created the life you now live. When I was 12 years old, my brother and I were out at dinner with my father because my mother was studying for her real estate license. We struggled back then. My father's job was not enough to keep things going, so my mother was studying and was going to go into real estate. Well, that night at dinner, it was an extremely life-changing evening because I would see my father, as he went to pay the bill, put his hand in his pocket to get his money out, and the money kept falling on the floor, and his arm kept falling, and then the right side of his body would completely fall down. It was very traumatic. As some of you now know, as I tell you this story, my father was suffering from a massive stroke. And at 43 years of age, he became permanently paralyzed. My mother at that point did everything she could to keep this family going and to keep a roof over our heads. Well, as you can imagine, as my mother struggled to try to keep it all together, I tried to escape all of these problems. And I did things that I look back on that I'm not so proud of, but I just thank God that I got through it because I made some very poor choices. Needless to say, my mother had to go one night and get me out of juvenile. Yes, I'm sorry to report that to all of you who think I have this very clean, pure, perfect background. I don't. And so the choice that I made put me in a very bad situation. So my mother had to make her choice, and that was to kick me out of the house. Not only would she kick me out, but my mother would also transfer me down to my uncle in Florida, where I would have to move in with him. I had no choice in the matter. Needless to say, I was very angry about all of this, but these were the choices that my mother had made for me. Little did I know that these choices that she would make for me were the best choices she could have ever made. Because I went to work for my uncle in a flea market, selling clothing, learning how to deal with people. I decided I liked people. I entered a world of sales. I decided that I had to have these big dreams of mine. Now, all of a sudden, I was getting excited, and I realized that in order for that to happen, that I needed to get a job where my income would be commensurate with my effort. So working for a wage or for a salary was not something I wanted to do. First of all, I had no education, so no one would hire me. I wanted to work on Wall Street, but I didn't have a college degree. I wanted to work in anything other than the business I chose because that's what I wanted to do. Little did I know that the choice that I would make to go into a world of selling would change my life. And as a result of it, I learned how to produce in life. Bottom line, if I don't produce something every day, I don't earn anything. But these choices that I would make would be excellent choices because today I live a life that I could have only dreamed of and that probably would have never happened had my mother not made that choice to put me with my uncle. So now here I am in the world of selling, figuring, well, I got a personality. I can do this job, but I found out that I wasn't that good. So what I decided to do was take as many sales courses as I possibly could. So I would go and see Brian Tracy, Tommy Hopkins, Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, John Maxwell, so many others during those days where these were the gurus. They were the experts at the time. And so I made a choice, a decision to take what little bit I had in savings and invest it all into learning and growing and becoming the best salesperson that I could be. Then I moved to management, same concept. I would invest all of my time, effort, and energies, make choices to learn what it is to be a great leader and a great manager. Now, I don't know if I've become that good. I'll let society, I'll let others determine my effectiveness, but I know one thing. Because of my mother making that choice very early on to put me with my uncle, my life would not be what it is today. And then my choice is to further myself so that I could create the dream life has helped me and so many others out there who are living their lives because they made the right choices for themselves. So the life that you live right now is not the result of circumstances, of your upbringing, of your education, of your lack thereof, your education. It's because of the choices that you and I have made. And if you don't like what you see right now, make new choices, new decisions, so that you can live the life that you choose to live. Don't be a victim, be a victor. Decide that you're going to make good choices and live your best life. Thanks for joining me in the Locker Room, gang, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.
If you know someone you feel has a special story to tell or like to share, please email Eric directly and he will reach out to you and or this individual, even if you think this person is you. And by the way, if you've enjoyed and feel the Daily Locker Room has served as an inspiration in your life, why not share it with a friend by sending them the daily message?